sport of speed and excitement. A test of skill and courage. A challenge to mechanical craftsmanship and ingenuity. And here is drag racing at its best. Take 900 and some cars in over 60 classes. Add drivers and crews. Toss in several thousand eager spectators. Mix well. And pour them into a top-notch drag strip in the world's motor racing capital. Tromp on the gas. And you have the biggest and best national championship drag race in the 7-year history of the event. For the 1961 Nationals, competitors came to Indianapolis from 40 states and Canada to match machines and skill. The Skians Pickering team, with their slowpoke roadster, made it all the way from Vancouver, Washington. Long-distance haul winners. But the longest distance anyone traveled was through the NHRA safety inspection lanes, a route every entry had to take and run successfully to qualify for the meet. Checklists in hand, the trained inspectors gave the cars a point-by-point going over. Front ends, steering, roll bars, brakes, fuel lines, flywheel shields, and on down the list of safety requirements, compiled and continually updated from members' experience and desires in the interest of safer racing. Next step for an okayed car was up on the scales. With cars, as with women, too much weight in the wrong place can create problems. Then, after weigh-in, classification, where horsepower, cubic inches, and weight get a run through the formula and come out a class designation. Throughout the first day, competitors continue to check in and get their cars ready for racing. With the record number of entries, pit space alone could have been a problem, to say nothing of running all the cars in time trials and competition. But with the fine facilities and layout of Raceway Park, smooth operation of all meet activities was possible. From the large main pit area, cars could move readily into the 4-lane inspection area. Then up onto the scales, around past the classification building, and then back into the pits. A second pit area for dragsters made possible 2 staging areas. This allowed more cars to be in position, ready for running. The double-lane track has a 400-foot startup section, the all-important quarter-mile stretch, and a shutdown run more than 2,000 feet long. The return road leads directly back to the pits, past the fuel check area and the tower. Grandstands at the starting line and traps provide seating for thousands of spectators. All in all, one of the finest drag race strips in the country. And with a pit full of eager drivers raring to go, there was only one thing to do.
Will the contestants ready for trial runs move into the staging lanes? All stock cars in lanes 1 and 2. Street machines, modified sports, gas coupes, and sedans in lanes 3 and 4. All roadsters, lane 5. Competition cars and altereds, lane 6. Dragster classes, lane 7, 8, and 9.
The first day of the meet is tune-up time, when time trials are run. Number of cars, dual runs were frequently made with individual results recorded for each lane. In the time trials, drivers get the feel of the track. Car crews start the process of bringing their machines up to top performance levels, something they've done a few dozen times before coming to the meet and will do a dozen more times before the meet is over. The pattern seldom changes. Run. Readjust. Run. Change apart. Run. Break for coffee. Adjust. And it produces results. Sometimes the results aren't exactly what the plans called for, and the track gets the red light. With the track clean, the green light goes on, and the track is open for running again. The trials also give the drivers a chance to check on their competition and perhaps pick up a few clues on the techniques of the various starters. Nothing is left to chance in races where wins are measured in hundredths of a second.
The able dragster stops the clock at 9.31 seconds and 167.54 miles per hour. Now coming to the line is the car for you fans to watch. Moon Eyes, a dragster from California. Here's tough competition in the B dragster class. Don Griffin from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Attention all cars returning to the pit area. Please push your cars on the return road. Do not tow them. Time cards with the results of your run will be handed out near the timing tower.
performances in the time trials continued to thrill the crowds through the first day of the meet. And while there were favorites, at this point there were no sure winners. Only the next few days would tell. On the days of the elimination runs, everyone was up bright and early. Well, nearly everyone. Spacious campgrounds made it possible for contestants with a yen for roughing it to keep their cars close at hand all the time. Where else could you have ham and eggs and tear down an engine at the same time? All right, out of the sack. A quick wash, and away we go. At the track, spectators were back in even greater numbers. During the 4 days of the Nationals, more than 50,000 people came out to watch the fast action of the drags. Cars were trailered from their overnight storage locations back to the pits, where they were made ready for class elimination runs. Ah, come on, Charlie. In the early hours, the staging lanes were opened, and the first cars began to move in. Meet officials in the tower checked last-minute details. Then the word went out to start 'em rolling. Stock classes led off the eliminations. In the F-Stock class, Larry Lang of Wood River, Illinois, makes a good run against Russ Williams of Detroit. On the near side is Bruce Morgan, leader in points for the title of World Stock Champion. The big OS stockers, a new class at this meet, were real crowd pleasers. Here, Don Nicholson in his 409 Chevy takes on a fast Pontiac. And he wins this heat in 12.70 seconds, turning 108.54 miles per hour. Ralph Dees, racing on his home grounds, found tough competition in the A Roadster class in this year's Nationals. The one to beat was fast proving to be the Chrysler-powered Waltz Puffer 2, a new car running in only its second meet. With each round of elimination, audience excitement increased to a higher pitch. Pass the pickles, will you, Harry?